Alright, welcome back to Metal Gear Solid. In this video, we are now looking for yet another person that has been imprisoned on Shadow Moses Island. Not quite imprisoned, but they've been captured. We got this information from the DARPA chief not too long ago. I'm just picking up the stuff that I didn't get our first trip down here, because I just kind of rushed through this area. I'm making as much noise as I can because it doesn't really matter. Use chaff in this room. It's a pretty good idea because there are a lot of security cameras. And if you're not careful, you can sneak by this area fairly easily, but I wouldn't quite recommend it. The chaff is really just kind of a safety. It's your insurance that you don't get seen. So we're going to drop back down here and go back in the elevator. I really just made a detour on our way to where we actually want to be. I hate when that happens. So we want to go down to the second floor basement, which also happens to be the armory. So, as you can see there are these panels in the floor. They're a different color than the rest. What that means is if you touch them, you will fall down them. They will break away and you will fall. But we got this information from the DARPA chief, I think it was in the last video, that there are some places on the wall in this area that have been recently painted. And that means that they have been recently sealed up. So we need to find those areas and blow them up, because that is where we need to be. It's one of the more inventive things in this game. I think it's pretty cool. Also, always put on your thermal goggles before you go into a room in this area, because a lot of these rooms have laser sensors in them, and if you don't look correctly, you might run right into one. One of my favorite things about Twin Snakes, I guess it makes it a little easier, but in the original game, your life bar started off pretty low, and then as you progress through the game, it would get bigger and bigger. Same with your ration amount. You start with 5 out of 5 rations in this game. In the original game, it wasn't like that. But the way to figure out which wall you want to go through is tapping on it. When it sounds hollow, you know that's the wall. And you can see there, that's how you paint it. I don't believe this is the one, but I'm going to show what happens. So we're going to place the C4 there, blow it up. Ah, there are 2 panels there. That would have been dangerous. But yeah, you can blow up all these other areas. But the one we want, I do believe, is on the bottom of this area. Yeah, like I said, I think it's pretty inventive. It's a pretty neat way to do this. I think this is a little bit better in the Twin Snakes, as it's better graphically. You can actually tell where the areas are painted a lot better than in the original version. Of course, in the original version, you could always knock on them too. I don't know why I just did that. Yeah, if you run over them, you do have, the chance to not just straight up die. You can, of course, run over them, but if you stop at any point, you're probably gonna die. Let's see, no other place over here has been painted. Anything over here? No. What about this wall? Nope. Alright, we gotta go back to the other one. Thankfully, there are no guards in this area, so you can just do this all you want. Because obviously that would bring a little bit of attention to yourself while blowing up walls in this room. I love that. I love how you have to punch in order to detonate bombs. That's just great. We are getting closer to our destination. and we are actually going to meet one of my favorite characters in the series. The good thing about this game is that my GameCube controllers are kind of shitting out, and due to the limited kind of controls in the classic Metal Gear games, it's actually kind of helping. Like, it doesn't hinder my controller at all.
Am I too late? He's alive. You're the ArmsTech president, Kenneth Baker, right? Don't worry. I'm here to save you.
No! Don't touch it!
C4!
Very observant, Snake. And this is just yet another cutscene in this game that's more ridiculous than it was in the original.
Right. Touch that wire and the C4 will blow up along with the old man. So you're the one that the boss keeps talking about.
And you?
Special Operations Foxhound. Revolver. Ocelot.
There's such an unnecessarily long pause in between Revolver and Ocelot. But if you've ever seen me play Metal Gear Solid 3, you know that Ocelot is one of my favorite characters in the entire series.
Now we'll see if the man can live up to the legend. This is the greatest handgun ever made. The Colt Single Action Army. 6 bullets. More than enough to kill anything that moves.
This is a really awkward conversation.
Now I'll show you why they call me Revolver.
I think we already know. There aren't many ways you'd get a nickname like that. Man, there's so many awkward pauses and them just looking at each other in this cutscene. It's kind of awkward. But here is our first boss battle in the game. As this is the first Metal Gear Solid, and you don't get anything unique for killing the enemies with tranquilizers instead of just straight up shooting them, I will just be using normal guns. Now this is how you would have to do this in the original game. Since this is Twin Snakes and there's a first person mode, you can just shoot him in first person and it makes this fight just so much easier. The best time to shoot Ocelot is when he is reloading.
Let's go.
You can still do it the classic way where you run around and hope he stops at some point. But I've always found that kind of finicky and it goes on a little too long. Like right now I don't know what I was shooting at. Also, be careful to not shoot the middle of this area, or you will end up killing the Arms Tech president. And another thing that is really cool about this game in comparison to the first game is that every boss battle in the first game had the same soundtrack, or it had the same song playing. In this game, pretty much all the bosses have their own theme. Which, I said this before, it is a little annoying that the iconic music from the original game isn't in this game, but I think the soundtrack is more varied than this. That was terrible, I don't know why I did that. I do like how you could see the bullets ricocheting in this version. But Ocelot is not a very tough boss. I wouldn't really say there are any tough bosses in this game. Well, I wouldn't really say there are any tough bosses in the series. I think it's a little more fun if you do it the Twin Snakes way than the original way. Just because it's less frustrating. I've seen a lot of people play this the first time through, and this fight goes on a while. Where'd he go? He completely disappeared. There he is. See, sometimes you can get lucky like that. I'm going to try and finish this the classic way. Yeah, due to the limited camera is also why sometimes you just have to assume he's standing somewhere like that. I don't know where he is. Alright, let's just kill him. Sorry, Ocelot, I had to kill you to advance the story.
You're pretty good. Just what I'd expect from the man with the same code as the boss. It's been a long time since I had such a good fight, but I'm just getting warmed up.
Hey, Ocelot, need a hand?
What?
He did not like that joke at all.
And
Oh, I get it. These are the explosions that don't kill people. Gotcha. I think everyone in this room was hit by that explosion, but no one got hurt.
stealth camouflage.
Where can I get me one of those?
Can't you even die right?
Now, if he cuts his leg off, he's one step closer to becoming an alchemist.
You were lucky. We'll meet again. Who are you?
And like you, I have no name.
That exoskeleton.
Why does Snake make a car sound? This game is so ridiculous. There are a lot of questionable sound effects in this game. You heard another one there. That piece of, like, rubble there made an airplane noise. Pretty much one of the things that you need to get used to. His sword just made another airplane noise. There are a lot of airplane noises in this game. And they can get a little ridiculous.
Who the hell?